Yo guys, and welcome to the IRL channel of myself, and also welcome to the first episode, I guess, of the football predictions. This is actually game week 17 for the Premier League, and every game week your boy Matthew will be doing a predictions for the game week. I've been doing it recently on Twitter just because I wanted to get in the habit of predicting. I've been quite poor, so hopefully my YouTube form's will be a bit better. But yeah, this is now the prediction of game week 17. Before we get into that, let's explain a bit more about the channel. So this is the IRL channel. I have two channels on YouTube. This is the IRL one, and I've got a gaming one. The links will be down in the description, obviously, to the game channel, as well as all my socials. I also stream 5 days over on Twitch. For the past month, I've been streaming, and I'm grinding for affiliates. You want to come and check me out and help the boy out, help me out. We're mainly playing FIFA. We also play a bit of COD. I've actually brought Spyro Trilogy the other day, and I wanted to maybe stream some of that potentially, and also I also play some Rocket League now and again as well. So a few majority games, but also mainly FIFA. But yeah, that's the Twitch, obviously. My gaming channel will be 4 videos a week, and by the time you're seeing this on the Friday, tomorrow will be a career mode episode, the first ever one, and I'm currently recording this on the Thursday. I'm also recording the career mode on the Thursday as well. So yeah, it's been quite cool. I'm starting the YouTube career now, and yeah, so on this channel actually, so explain a bit more about this channel. On Monday, every Monday, 9 PM GMT, there's gonna be a Matthew Monday video. Every Monday, hopefully without fail, fingers crossed. That's what I'm trying to prematurely and try and get out videos and record videos early and get them out on time. Yeah, but a video on Monday, explain a bit more about it. It'll be a Q&A video on Monday, and then so forth and so on. And yeah, it's going to be hopefully good, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the YouTube journey. Obviously then every game week, sometimes if there's a mid-game week, obviously doing more predictions then, but tend to be every Friday normally, be a game week prediction. Unless something happens with Rona, and you have to actually, football gets cancelled, I'll be trying to influence something else with football content on here, because I love football, and that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, on my gaming channel, there'll be 4 videos a week. There'll be 2 career modes on FIFA, one thing foot draft series thing, and then also foot champs rewards. Potentially maybe look to get more random games on there, but that's just the concept of channel at the moment. So yeah, that's obviously the 2 channels sort of explained as best I can. I think I've explained a bit more on Monday's video. It's really weird because I filmed Matthew Monday's video on the 21st of December, before Christmas. I'm now filming this on currently the 31st of December. So it's quite weird how it all works, but yeah. Anyway, it's going to be hopefully good. The camera angle's a bit weirder on Monday's video because I've changed the setup like several times before I've recorded that. So yeah, but let's just get straight into the predictions. So yeah, game week 17 prediction. Before we get into the game week 17 predictions, let's quickly just review my week 16 predictions. So on screen now you can see it. Just pause if you like. I predicted a 3-1 Leicester win, a 1-1 Aston Villa and Chelsea draw, which I got right. Man City and Everton, I predicted 0-0. Technically, I'm not wrong. No one scored. No one won. So technically, I am right. Anyway, I predicted a 2-2 Arsenal Brighton win. I regret predicting 2-2 because why 2-2? Like no teams, them teams aren't scoring much goals this season. So bit of a weird prediction. Burnley, I thought they'll lose to Sheffield 1-0. I thought Sheffield would get under the way and get time rolling. They're not. They're looking awful at the moment. They aren't scoring goals. They need a creative midfielder, but we'll go into that in a minute. I predicted a 2-1 Southampton win. They didn't. I predicted a 2-1 Leeds win, but they won 5-0 instead. They had a mad week. Man U were awful against Wolves. I predicted a 4-3 win for Man U. It was only 1-0, but this is what you got to do. If you want to win the league, you've got to grind the results out for when you're not playing too well either. Like Liverpool last year, last year we grinded for wins. If we were playing awfully, we grinded out wins. That Leicester 2-1 win at home, we didn't deserve to win that game. We got a lucky penalty at the end. Like, this is what you got to do to run a win. And people say, man, you can't win the league. If they keep doing this and grinding out the wins, they could potentially win the league. If they win the game in hand, they go Liverpool to Liverpool. So pains me to say that as a Liverpool fan, but it's actually quite cool. This will be sick. Imagine a Liverpool Man United derby to win the league. That would be just sick. Like, just us 2 battling it again. It'd be sick. But then then I wouldn't mind Man United win the league anyway. But anyway, we move on to Spurs. I predicted 3-0 win against Fulham. Didn't play, so you can't really know that. And then I predicted a 2-0 Liverpool win against Newcastle. I'll explain a bit more about Liverpool in a minute. My club Liverpool, a bit more to talk about that. We're not too good. We're drawing against the lower clubs down the bottom. And I'm watching that come down to creativity. We're creating enough chances we just aren't scoring, and a lot of people, fans of clubs, are like, we deserve to win this game. End of the day, you can deserve to win a game or not. You're not getting the points, and last year we grinded out the points. And that's the whole problem about what's happening with the club. We're not scoring, and I think we're missing a bit of Jota. I think having Thiago back now is going to look really good. We looked fantastic when Thiago came on. The passes he did, he looked very good. He's battling for the ball. He looks like he's incredible. He's a world-class centre mid. I'm glad he's back as well. But I'll get on that in a minute. But that's my predictions for last week. Let's get into Game Week 17 predictions. So the first game of the weekend at 5:30 Friday. So the time you're watching is probably like an hour away or something. Everton versus West Ham. Now, Everton obviously didn't play against Man City. West Ham had a stalemate against Southampton. My views on this, if you look at West Ham's, Everton's previous, they only won 1-0 against Sheffield. They're doing well actually too. They won 2-1 against Arsenal. They won 2-0 against Leicester. That's a good fixture. That's a good result actually against Leicester. So they're not doing too bad recently. I think they could. My prediction for the Man City game would be 0-0. I thought they could have got a result against Man City and I rate Ancelotti highly. It's annoying how Everton and Man U, our rivals, Liverpool's rivals, are doing so well this year. And I'll give credit to Man U. I'll talk about it in a minute, but Man U do look strong. Bruno looks strong. We move. If you look at West Ham's previous, they drew 0-0 against Southampton. They they drew 2 against Brighton, which they should be beating them. They lost 3-0 to Chelsea. They drew 1-0 to Palace. They're not looking too good home or away, and I think Everton got this in the bag, and I think it's gonna be a 1-0 Everton win. The reason why I said that, Everton don't tend to score much goals recently anyway. They're tending just to win goals by 1 or maybe 2 goals. They actually got a result against Liverpool, 2-2, didn't they? But yeah, I think it's been 1-0 Everton win. You probably might get a Sigurdsson, I think it takes pens, I'm not sure. You might get a header from Michael Keane. I've now put him on my FPL team actually, so yeah. Hopefully he can do well. I use my wild card this week, so yeah. If you want me to show you my team for FPL, let me know. I might do a bit on stream sometime, but yeah, 1-0 Everton, my prediction. So the next game is Man U versus Aston Villa. Man U actually have really good home form, I believe. I think I saw a stat there are 12 games unbeaten at home, I believe, and I might be really off, but Matthew, editing this, check and see if I'm right. But I think this is gonna be a good game. I might even watch this tomorrow. We'll probably watch it tonight, but I think it'd be a good game. I think with Aston Villa, unfortunately, they have to use the same team over and over again because their depth is not good enough, and this is why a lot of teams like Aston Villa are voting for no more than 5 subs because they can't actually sub more than 5 people on because they're not good enough. I think that eventually Ollie Watkins, Jack really starting to drop down a bit as well because he's getting, I think, a bit tired, etc. John McGinn looked exceptional against the last game they played against Chelsea. If you let's quickly look at the fixtures again. Man U looked poor against Wolves, and they got a result. Man U drew 2-2 against Leicester. They didn't look terrible, but that's a good result against Leicester. They also then beat Leeds 6-2. That's mad, 6-2 against Leeds. Then beat Sheffield 3-2. Lucky to get that result actually took off. But then they end the points in the day. You can't even say they're lucky or not. They get the 3 points, and they drew all 0-0. A boring affair against Man City. Just Aston Villa's last fixtures. 1-0, a very good result against Chelsea. Then they Aston Villa? They then won 3-0 against Palace. And they then won 3-0 against West Brom. So they're scoring a lot. They drew 0-0 against Burnley, but they still got a result out of them. They won 1-0 against Wolves. They're getting good fixtures recently. So I think it's be a good game. I think if Man U aren't on, if they play, they need to play well because the last games they haven't played well. And I think if the one team is going to capitalise on that, it's going to be Aston Villa. They beat us 7-2. They beat Liverpool 7-2. I have no idea what happened in that game. I actually baffled at what happened in that game. I think the first 3 deflected goals, we just looked awful. We looked off the pace, etc. But since then, we've not actually. I don't think we've conceded more than 2 goals since then. I think we conceded 3 against Leeds, Liverpool. We then conceded 2 against Everton. Obviously, then also conceded 7 against Aston Villa. But since then, we've only conceded 1 or none goals a game. So I'll go to Liverpool in a minute, but I guess back to Man U. My prediction for this game is going to be a nice little prediction, and I think it's going to be a nice 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be a good game for Aston Villa. I think a 2-2 draw. I'm hoping Ollie Watkins can perform well. El Ghazi's on form recently. He's been doing really good for Aston Villa. Obviously Bruno Fernandes. It's just an exceptional player. And any rival fan who said he's not, you're actually living. Or you're so biased. Honestly, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I can happily say that Bruno could potentially be one of the best Portuguese players in the Prem ever, and we've had Ronaldo in the Prem. He's incredible, Bruno. He could potentially overtake De Bruyne one day. And Man United fans, if you're watching this, let me know. Do you think De Bruyne is? Do you think Fernandes is near De Bruyne's level? Let me know, because I kind of think he's getting there. I don't know what else he can do to get De Bruyne's level. Like maybe just the consistency. I can't say the word. That's all good. Anyway, just more and more tips to doing more. I think since he's come into the club, since his debut, he's been involved in 56% of the goals at Man U. And yeah, it's incredible. Like, you got to rate. He's so sick. Man U just need a few more signings, and they can definitely push on. Bruno is definitely that one player's like influenced them. So yeah, I think it's still gonna be a 2-2 draw though. I don't think their defense is strong enough to hold back against El Ghazi, on form El Ghazi, Watkins, Jack Grealish, Traore. It's gonna be a good game. So the third game of the weekend, Spurs versus Leeds. Now, Leeds have been incredible to watch this year. I've loved watching them. Every game without fail, it's just been a joy to watch. Like 1 goal, 2 goals, 4 goals, 6 goals. When I hit my mic, whatever goals, it's so fun to watch them. However, they're against defensive Spurs and Mourinho's side. They've been awful for Spurs recently. I think they've got 2 points out of possible 12 games. They didn't play against Fulham because they couldn't allowed, but not including that game, from the last 12 they could have got, they've only got 2 points. So they dropped 10 points in the last 4. I don't know what's happening to them. Kane's not running at it recently. I've actually recently taken Kane out of my fantasy team and brought in Jamie Vardy. So yeah, I think it'll be a good game. I think Jack Harrison is looking exceptionally well for Leeds right now. If Leeds can pick him up at the end of the year from Man City, because I know he's on loan at Man City, from Man City, but if they can pick him up at the end of the year, that's going to be a great signing for Leeds, because he's been sick. He's been sick for them. I think he's got the most assists for them this year, actually, I think. But yeah, he's in my fantasy team right now, and I think it's going to be a surprising Leeds win, and I think it's going to be a 3-1 victory to Leeds. Now, hear me out, Spurs fans. Don't get coming at me, or football fans in general. I'm predicting a 3-1 Leeds win. I want it to happen. That's not the point. I want it to happen. But I think actually it could potentially happen. Bamford on form. They just beat West Brom 5-0. Also 6-0 was it? I can't remember now. It was an incredible game, 5-0. And yeah, Bamford's on form. You've got Jack Harrison whipping balls in. You've got Rafinha getting the score sheet. Rodrigo now getting the score sheet. And I think they could cause an upset. It's going to be a 1 or 2 way. They're either going to get battered by Spurs, or it's going to be a high-scoring game for Leeds, because Leeds Bielsa doesn't change game plan. He just goes out and out attack, and it's just so fun to watch. And I can't watch it on BT. I don't have BT, but I would love to watch the highlights of that, and Leeds without that. I'd love to watch them. They're so fun to watch. Yeah, 3-1 Leeds win for me. So the fourth game of the weekend, you've got Palace versus Sheffield. This is going to be the best game to watch on the weekend. It's going to be a ton of goals. Anyway, so Palace versus Sheffield. Both teams don't score much. Both teams are quite poor this year. However, I do think it's going to be a cheeky 1-0 win to Palace. So Zaha probably go a goal, or maybe Eze or someone. But I think it's just be a comfortable 1-0 win for Palace. And then, end of the day, really, Sheffield aren't scoring goals. They need that. I don't know what they need. They're not. I think they could potentially get even worse at this rate. They can get worse than Derby County's lowest scoring record, I think, of 11 points at the end of the year. It could happen. I don't see him winning. I can't see him winning any games right now. I can't see it. And yeah, it's annoying to see, because I quite like Sheffield. They're a nice little club. It's obviously their system they play is quite cool. I think the manager's not, Chris Wilder, he's not the best, but he's not the worst manager. But it's like Underdog FC. That's what I quite like about them. But yeah, they've slipped off a bit, and I think it'll be a 1-0 Palace win. So yeah, we now got Brighton versus Wolves, the next game of the weekend. I think this is going to be a good game. I think Brighton play so nice football, they aren't getting the results, unfortunately. I think they could potentially go down because they're not getting the results. Graham Potter plays so much nice football, but they're not winning the games. Like, they could have probably beaten Arsenal that game if they actually scored goals. Leno did have an alright game, but besides a little kick up he did. But Yeah, I think I think Brighton could potentially get a result out of this. Wolves, they didn't look best against Man U. I think Neto and having Roma Says back from injury is decent. Connor Cody, I think, is a fantastic centre back, and I don't mind Liverpool signing him in January. I don't think we can. He used to play for Liverpool and he can, I believe. I think he's a Liverpool lad. But incredible. I watched the Man United game and I heard because no fans in the stadium, you could hear Connor Cody shouting vocally. He was helping Keanu Hu on the right and I think Nuri on the left because they're quite young fullbacks, getting them back in position. You can hear him, and it's really nice to watch. I do think Wolves win this game, and I think it's gonna be a comfortable 2-1 win for Wolverhampton. Wanderers, I think maybe Neto hopefully can get a goal. Maybe Roma Says header and potentially maybe a Mopé penalty or something. But yeah, that's my prediction: 2-1 Wolves win. So yeah, the last game on Saturday is West Brom versus Arsenal. Now, this game is going to be low scoring. It is going to be low scoring. Liverpool failed to shoot on target against West Brom. We had chances. We just didn't shoot on target. We had 2 shots on target that game. You can't win a game with having 2 shots on target. Against Newcastle, we had 3 shots on target, and it's not good enough from Liverpool aspect, and that's why West Brom will get a result against us. Leeds shot on target. Besides the 20-yard own goal, Leeds played. West Brom couldn't do anything about it. But Leeds outplayed them. I think I'm tired. I think it's quite tiring sitting in 2 banks of 4 and just defending. But I do not see Arsenal breaking down that West Brom against. If they play against Liverpool, I do not see them breaking down that Arsenal team, and I do not think Sam Allardyce is going to be happy enough with a 2-5-0. He's going to be fuming. He's going to be shouting at those players and be making sure they're going to work and to get a result against Arsenal, and I think they could. Arsenal have won they've won 2 games in a bounce now. They've won against Chelsea, 3-1 win. A lot of people were getting their hopes up. Arsenal still won, but they didn't play too well. It was a penalty. I don't think it was a penalty. It's hard. It's disagree. Disagree or not disagree. It's up to you. But it was soft. VAR. I don't think James didn't touch him, and Tierney himself said he went down quite easily. Soft penalty, but they scored it. The free kick is a quality free kick from Xhaka. Arguably Mendy could have got there, but it's a free kick in the day. People can score free kicks quite fugly, but decent free kick anyway. The last goal, it was a cross, wasn't it? Let's be honest. It was a good fit. It was a nice little goal to watch, but we all knew it was a cross. There's nowhere in hell that was not a cross. If Saka says it is, I'm gonna believe him for the time being, but there's no way. He knows himself. It's not a shot. So the 3 goals weren't the maddest 3 goals, and Chelsea were poor as well on the day. They looked tired. They looked lethargic. I've signed up Roy Keane now. But they just didn't look good against Arsenal. Arsenal then played Brighton. It was the most boring MFL I've ever watched. It wasn't actually. I watched flipping Man United Man City derby this year, but yeah, it's just I don't think Arsenal are going to win this game. Unless Saka can potentially cause some magic. Martinelli being back is decent, but I do think West Brom are going to get a win out of this game. I do see it. And I think, unless Arsenal can be lucky again, I think it's going to be a West Brom 1-0 victory. I do think it's going to be 1-0 victory to West Brom. I think you maybe see Pereira with a free kick. You might see a Callum Grant goal late on. You don't know, but Ajay might get a header again. You don't know, but I think West Brom going to get a 1-0 win out of this game. But let me know what you think. Okay, moving on to the first game on Sunday. We've got Burnley versus Fulham. Now, this is going to be quite a low-scoring game. It's going to be quite boring. Like the Arsenal and West Brom game is going to be quite boring. But I don't have a problem with Arsenal. I might sound like I just did. I don't have a problem with Arsenal. I just don't think they're good enough at the moment. I think they need to try. They need to sign Buendia. I think Max Aaron's would be a great sign as well from Norwich as well. They could potentially sign another winger potentially instead of Pepe's awful, man. I don't feel bad for Arsenal fans. It's quite funny to watch Arsenal fans get TV get quite triggered. But we move. Burnley versus Fulham. I think Burnley have actually won their 4 games on the bounce now, haven't they? They beat last game against Sheffield, the 1-0. They then lost to Leeds. They didn't win, obviously. They lost 1-0. They then won 2-1 against Wolves, which is a good result. Drew 0-0 there against Aston Villa. They won 1-0 against Arsenal as well. So, they're not bad form right now. Do I think Fulham can get the win? I don't know. They're going to have 1 more week's rest than last week. They didn't play against Spurs, obviously. Last time they were out, they drew against Southampton. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a 0-0 affair. it's been quite boring. I ain't watching it, and I think we're 0-0 affair. No team's really on form down there. Fulham need the points, but I don't think it's going to happen for them. 0-0 affair. But let me know what you think of all these results. Well, let me know what you think. So the next game and the third last game of the weekend is Newcastle versus Leicester. Now, Newcastle last result got a good 0-0 draw against Liverpool. To take points off the league leaders is decent, and I'll get to Liverpool in a minute, but I'm quite annoyed about Liverpool at the moment. But Newcastle have not been on for the season. They just haven't. The stats that they've had in the attacking third have been awful. They've been 20th in the season, and it's just not good enough. Callum Wilson's carrying them this year so far with 8 goals. Do I think they're going to win this game against Leicester? No. Then they're not winning against Leicester. No way. They win against Leicester. We're shocked, and I don't know what I'll do. I was about to say I'm going to do something, but they could potentially do it. But Leicester's away form is incredible this year. They beat Spurs away from home. I think they've beaten City away from home. Or it might have been at home, I'm not sure. Beaten 5-2. They've just been incredible this year. Having Vardy back in. Last game that they did drew 1-0 against, I want to say, Palace. Yeah, they drew 1-0 against Palace. So they were all for that game, but they did have their backup team out. I think it's been a nice little win for Leicester. I brought Vardy in. I've captained him for this week. I think it's been a nice little 3-0 win for Leicester. I do not see Newcastle scoring. I do not see Newcastle doing well. If they do score, it's going to be through Callum Wilson. Sorry, why did I say Callum St. Maximin? Anyway, that's a little merge. But anyway, a nice sort of 3-0 win. You probably get Madison free kick. Maybe Vardy will probably score 2 goals. Maybe get a penalty or something. James Justin has been fantastic this year so far, and he's. Let me know, Leicester fans. Do you think he's going to keep out Ricardo Pereira in the team? Let me know, because I think he could. He's incredible this year so far. But yeah, a nice little 3-0 win for Leicester. Now, a big game of the weekend. Super Sunday game. It's going to be Chelsea versus Man City. Now, this is going to be a good game. Am I going to watch it? I don't know. I don't think I am, because I'll probably be streaming at that time. Speaking of streaming, link down in the description down below. Twitch.tv/it's Matthew Kirk. I haven't to bring up. I haven't to be brought up, chat. On the video. That's awkward. Anyway. Chelsea and Man City. Don't think it's gonna be a big game. I think it sounds like it's gonna be a big game, but I don't think it is. Chelsea they aren't good right now. Werner's, I think, got 11 games now not scoring. Giroud is 32 years old and he's the person scoring for them. They spent over 200 mil and they're not doing good. And I would feel Chelsea's fans' pain. I don't feel bad for them, but I can feel their pain. Spending that much money on a player, that's what happened to us when we sold Luis Suarez and Brendan Rodgers just splashed the cash on everyone and no one performed well. I just thought it feels like you've just got the Hazard money and just splashed it on people and it's not worked out. I think he panicked, he wanted to buy players and he just defected the morale of the team. He could have done better business. If they had better sporting director, they could have better business and just didn't just splash the cash at people. Only good signing I think they've done this year is Mendy and Chilwell. Werner, it's a nice little sign they could have done, but it's not worked out. With Chelsea, Man City on the other hand, they're not. People are not saying they've been good, but if they win their 2 games in hand, they got 11 points with Liverpool. They are joint adverse with us, and they've got the best defense in the league right now. I think they conceded 12 goals, so I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game because I think the whole Man City attack is out. Yeah, so all their attack is out, so. Do I think Ferran Torres can be able to score a goal to win the game? I don't know. I think it's going to be a 1-0 Man City win. I think you're going to get potentially a De Bruyne penalty, maybe a De Bruyne free kick. It could be 0-0. But I think it's going to be a 1-0 win for Man City, and they can go their way again. And Man City fans, I think if Liverpool are going to win the league, it's going to be Man City. Man U could, but I don't think they've got the consistency for that. Man City, we know they do, and they can do it. They're probably going to splash more cash in January for maybe a striker. But yeah, I think 1-0 win for Man City. Now, the last game of the weekend, we've got Southampton versus Liverpool. My club, Liverpool, we've got a poor away form. Like, we've been awful away from home this year. I think we've got 1 win out of our last 6. Yeah, it's been awful. It's been absolutely awful. I don't know why it is. We're not playing bad football. We're just not scoring. We're not scoring goals. Like, if we look at Liverpool's previous fixtures, we got 0-0 against Newcastle, clean sheet. People are saying we need to find a defender. We probably do, but we're not conceding. The goals is not the problem. We're not conceding much goals. We're just not scoring. That's weird. We're one of the best attacks in the world, but we're not scoring goals. But yeah, we got 0-0 against Newcastle, 1-1 against West Brom. Then we did thrash Palace 7-0, but it's not the point. We then only conceded 1 against Spurs, we won 2-1. 1 against Fulham, we drew 1-1. We then didn't concede any against Wolves, we won 4-0. We then drew against Brighton away from home, 1-1. We then won 3-0 against Leicester. We then drew 1-0 against Man City. Even we 1-2-1 against West Ham, 1-2 against Sheffield. Then since the Everton game, which was game week 5, the 17th of October, we've not conceded more than 1 goal a game. So people say we need more defenders. I'm not sure. Since Van Dijk's been injured, we've not conceded more than 1 goal a game. It's really weird me saying that. Since Van Dijk got injured at Everton game, we've not conceded more than 1 goal. In the Premier League anyway. So we do need a centre back. Just for comfort at the back and actual team and the fans' comfort. With Southampton, on the other hand, you've got Southampton drawing against West Ham. They're not in good form. They drew 0-0 against Fulham again, and then they lost 1-0 against Man City. So the last 3 results, and we've got a win. Hopefully we're going to win that again. I'm going to back the boys. I'm always going to back Liverpool. No matter who we play, we're backing the boys, and I think it's going to be a 2-1 win for Liverpool. I think Bobby will get on the score sheet. Bobby, in my opinion, was our best attacker against Newcastle. Mane looked tired. Salah, bro, how are you not scoring some of these chances? We were quite unlucky, but it's not the point. We should be scoring there. And Darlow had an amazing game. We'll say that. Darlow, fair play to Darlow, man. He's kept Newcastle in that game. What a keeper he was. I'm not going to say we deserved to win. Even if we did, we didn't win. There's no point. It deserves to win or not. It doesn't matter. We didn't get the points, and we now drew. I think we not won our last. No, we beat Palace, but no point. I think we're 2-1 win. I think you might get maybe a Che Adams goal. You might get maybe a Ward-Prowse free kick. And you might get Liverpool. I think Liverpool, maybe Mane will score against his previous club. Maybe a Bobby goal. Thiago's back, hopefully. So yeah, I think we're 2-1 Liverpool win. So yeah, that's actually the end of the predictions for this game week. Let me know what you think. Obviously, next game week, I'll be reacting to these predictions and then obviously doing the predictions and see how much I got right. I'm going to do a point thing. Every game I get right who wins, I get 1.4, and every game I get what's spot on, I'll get 2 points for. End of the season, how much points I get. Obviously, it's from half end of the season, and then I will be soon at the end of the January transfer window. I'm gonna react to my predictions for the league table, which I did in September. I didn't do YouTube then, so what I did is I knew I was going to do this, so I took a picture of my results on the date I posted it on Twitter, and then I can react to it like that. And then obviously back in September I'll do another predictions video and react to it as well. So yeah, it's going to be hopefully nice. My predictions are awful, but yeah, hopefully these predictions can be right. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Put your predictions for every game week like I just did, and if any of you get one spot on, I might have to give you, I don't know, maybe shout out maybe a a giveaway of some sort. I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah. If you have enjoyed today's video, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new around here. And yeah, it's been your boy Matthew. Take care in a bit, and peace.